Hello Livewires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and welcome to day 4 of the 10-day wire charm bracelet making challenge. Be sure to join the Facebook event page linked up below. You can share photos of your charm bracelet and charms to be eligible to win great prizes, including wire and tools from Beadalon, items from my Etsy shop, and templates and patterns for wire art and jewelry. You only need to make one charm per day, and at the end of the 10 days, you'll have a couple of extra days to finish up the whole bracelet. Today we are making sport-themed charms. What you're going to need are your tools, 20 gauge wire and 26 gauge wire, and some beads. So we're going to start with a 3 to 4 inch piece of 20 gauge wire to make the baseball bat. Just curve it around and then add a 4mm pearl for the ball. Now just pinch in those wires to bring them together, hold them with the flat pliers and wind one of the wires around to secure it in place. So we're just going to start like that, clip the end, and then take the other end, bend it at an angle, and form the loop at the top. So with your round pliers, just form that loop, center it, take your flat pliers to hold the top, and wind that end around. Clip the end with your flush cutters, and pinch it in so it's not pokey. And there's the very easy baseball bat. For the tennis racket, we're going to again take 20 gauge wire. The length depends on how big you want to make it, and take your round pliers and form the shape of the tennis racket. So just curve it around, wiggle it so it gets to be the shape that you want. And then once you have that sort of oval shape, you're going to bend the other end straight up so the wires are parallel. Again, we're going to hold the two of them together, take one of the wires and wind it around. Clip it flush. These are the Xuron flush cutters, and pinch in the end so it's nice and secure. I'll link up my tools in the description below the video. Bend it at an angle, again with the round pliers, wind it around, center that loop, hold it with your flat pliers, and wind it around to give the impression of the tape that's wound around the tennis racket. So go down as much as you want with the end of the wire. And then once you're happy with that, clip it with the flush cutters to get rid of that end and pinch it in so it's not pokey. Do any little adjusting that you need. Now I'm going to add 26 gauge wire in a contrasting color. So this is a gold color. These are all artistic wires from Beadalon. We're going to wind that again to secure it in place, bring the wire down and add a 4mm pearl. So now put that little end through, wind it around to secure that in place. And then again at the top, this is really tiny, so I'm just going to do a few little crisscrosses of the wire. You can make it larger if you want. I've even made these as earrings, pendants. It's a really fun design. So now we're going to again bring the wire down, wind it around, pinch the wires in as you need, bring it back up again, and wind it through. The 26 gauge wire works well for this because it's not too thick. I have used 24 gauge when I make larger tennis rackets. So just bring it in, take the flat pliers to give it a little bit of a tug, secure it in place, and then clip it with your flush cutters. From there, we just want to do some horizontal lines, so I'm just going to wind it around a couple of times. It's very symbolic. You don't need it to have a lot of crisscrosses. And then just take the end, give it a tug, and clip it. And then you want to pinch in that pokey end, and there's your tennis racket. For the basketball, again with the 20 gauge wire, I cut my wire a little too long, just 8 to 10 inches, just to be sure. It really depends on the size of your charm or your pendant. So bring the wire around, just using the end of a Sharpie, and then twist the wire to close that circle. Bring it straight down the center, and then flip it over and bend the wire to the back, straight up. Give it a little pinch, and then take your tweezer nose pliers and bend it across at the center point. And then get your round pliers and bend it down, sort of halfway between the center and the outside, and curve it around. We're just making the little shapes of the lines. Bring it around and curve it. It's like a little half circle thing. So curve it around, and now bring it to the back. Help it with the pliers if you need. This design took me a little while to work out. I did it years ago as earrings. It just is a little tricky to know which way to bend the wires. So now we're going to go back across to the other side and do that curved line again. So bend it straight up, curve it out, flip it over, bend it to the back. It's actually the front. So now curve it again, just to copy the shape on the other side. And when it's in the position that you like, just bend it over again and give it a little pinch. Curve it, and then once you're at the center point, bend it out. And now we're going to bend it straight across the front in a horizontal line. Make any adjustments you have to do. I just did a little kink in there so it's more even. Bend the end to the back. Give it a little clip, little flush cut, because you want the wire just to sit in there in the back so it's flush. Pinch it in with your flat pliers. And now I'm just cutting it to about 1/2 inch. Just going to do a simple loop for the top, bend it out. Just bring the wire right around so it's flush. And there you have your basketball charm. And I'm going to make the jump rings with 18 gauge wire. So just form some little loops, cut the ends flush. I'll link up a tutorial for jump rings in the description below when you open it up, when you put the charm on. And for your bracelet, I will link up the tutorial for the bracelets in the description below as well. And there you have your sport charms. So thanks so much for watching the video. Thank you to everybody who is participating in the challenge. If you are watching this after the challenge is over, you can still join the Facebook event page, and you can join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook to share photos of your wire art and jewelry. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.